FaZe at 50%. They've won 3, lost 3. Then it's good, it's bad, it's in the middle. It's neither here nor there. I think I'm just a bit salty we didn't get Bank, and I'm extra salty that Consulate is no longer in.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the side of Consulate. Was a great map. Should never have been removed. Should have stayed there. It was a great map for
this region as well. I think that was why we saw it so much inside.
It was very big in EU as well. Like a lot of EU teams kind of crushing that map. You look at your Empires, you know, that's like a kind of favorite of theirs. You look at even VP as well. I mean, there were definitely teams over in EU who also really favored this map, but yeah, it's gone. I'm sad. I'll move on. I'll, you know, survive. I'm sure as we all will. Until we will try and get it back in one day. Who knows? Give us a 9-map pool. Yeah.
Well, for now, we have the delight of Oregon, and for the first time tonight as well. Been very fortunate in not seeing a dupe.
We have.
As we've been to a nice selection of maps this evening. I'm going to close it out with an oldie but a goldie. Thatcher, Iana, Mute, and Wamai. They are going to make up the defender-sided bans, so slowly but surely, this Iana ban is becoming more and more commonplace. It's forcing teams to be a little bit more creative with where they're getting those grenades from, where they're getting that utility from. I mean, there's an argument to say that FaZe have opted to just go for the one set of nades, given the lineup that they are bringing.
Flores making an appearance. Great operator for Oregon. Makes quick work of anyone who wants to try and play inside Elbow. We know Elbow has always been a tricky old mess to try and get through as an attacker. You have a smoke with deployable shields, stacked up with, you know, triple ADSs. It's a rough thing to try and get past, but with the addition of Flores, you just send a drone in, and the shield's gone. You don't have to worry about ADSs or anything. Job's done. Very, very easy. Especially with the mute ban as well. So FaZe are playing into that extremely well, knowing that the biggest counter to Flores is going to be the mute jammers. Don't have to worry about it. Abuse the operator whenever the biggest counter is gone.
See how this early part of the round goes. Bullet going to be rocking the LMG, part of the LMG gang on Zafir. There's still a couple players that are rocking the assault rifle, but it is becoming less and less common. Santos, I'm kind of surprised at how aggressively they're looking to hold this here. Bullet's going to hop his way on in and may have a chance. He's certainly going to get himself in a skirmish if he keeps going in this direction. And Jeremy's going to be met with a hail of bullets as Astro shuts him down. Astro, a player that had such a good stage 2. Kicking things off here tonight. Souls, one of the most consistent support players in the region, finds the scoreboard as well. Great rotation kill. As already, Santos are paying the price for that early aggression.
Holding on to Freezer, will find the smoke. Is another one going to line up for him? See that Cons is thinking about it, but just bides his time. I mean, FaZe in a great position right now, and what can he do? Is he going to go for the swing? Bullet still holding on. Oh, it's a nice pre-fire, though. That's good information. You see, cameraman is ready for him if he tries to take another step closer to that door. FaZe at the moment are happy enough to sit back, relax. They know the positionings of the members of Santos. It's only a matter of time, I feel, Ollie. This is just delaying the inevitable. Oh, never mind. Cons, a great swing.
Cons sitting cameraman down in the dirt. It's something at this point, and Santos, they'll take anything they can. It's not leveled them up, but it's done a lot to relieve the pressure. 3 versus 2 now. Still in favor of FaZe, but Hunter going for a swing. He's going to find one onto Astro. Now everything's level. Both players on Santos are chipped down, though, and Hunter's going to have to be cheeky here if he finds one onto Souls. How does he do it? At some point, we need to have a conversation about the Roni, but before then, there is a 2v1 clutch on the cards, and it is not going to happen. Cons, he picks up the final kill. Santos salvage a round out of nowhere.
2v5 with about half the round to go, and FaZe lose that. Ollie, do you know why they lost the round? Because they gave them 1v1 gunfights.
Every time.
That is it. There was no trades. It was just peaks upon peaks upon peaks. Really, really surprising from FaZe, and pretty sloppy. I mean, in that position, you need to punish. We've seen FaZe in that position where they've so well to have such a good start, a great opener, and then they just go on to win a flawless round. We see it so many times from FaZe, but this time, not happening for them.
I'm just watching the replay again, almost in awe at the way those kills are coming through. You can see just how much it means to Santos as well. As a clutch is always great.
Yeah.
And, you know, how many times tonight have we seen the team that shouldn't be winning the rounds come away with the win? You know, Santos, it's early days, it's round number 1, but Santos there have just come away with a round that they had no business winning. They went down bad. It was 2 versus 5 very early on inside of that round. And FaZe had all the time in the world to pinch and pressure from any angle they could wish. They could have got any number of crossfires and instead chose just the, you know, one at a time, which they will punish you for it. You know, Santos are a team of gunners, and they've proved that.
You give any Brazilian a 1v1, they'll take your head off. That's just the way it is. You know, the Brazilian region have really shown how capable the gun skill is, just from everyone. Everyone can shoot straight. You know, you get to the stage with how, just across the board, of how professional sieges went. Everyone who plays the game can shoot. That's not a doubt. So you just can't give them the 1v1s. You just can't. You have to try and outsmart your opponent and outplay them. That is what will win you rounds. And unfortunately for FaZe, slipped up in that one. See how they respond though. They will be attacking in towards that top floor. Santos actually going to be looking for an armory hold in towards Trophy. We usually see some teams try and hold in towards Trophy. That's nothing new, but into Armory is a bit of a risky one. And hold Armory, usually bit of a death sentence, you could say. You stick one guy in Armory and he's going to be here to pretty much get kills, waste some utility and waste some time the best that he can, but it'll be difficult whenever you have a window and you have that staircase so close to your Armory door. Unless you have the cover, it's going to be rough, and that's exactly what happened, unfortunately, to Hunter. Again, a good start for FaZe. Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
Still attacking into Oregon is going to be faced with its usual problems. STK getting very brave there. Cyber, that guy doesn't need much of a window of opportunity. Very quickly removes STK from the equation and furthers that advantage for FaZe. FaZe seemingly taking this round a lot slower and looking to leave a lot less up to chance. A well-placed Goyo shield, given that Rise can tuck away against the wall and not actually take any damage. Still, roughly holding on to the angle, trying his best to assist his new teammate in MGN. The Hibana pellets now are going to be going off as there's going to be a chance maybe for those to get shots on out, but instead we're going to see a couple of kills trade. Nade from the grave will take out the Jaeger as Rise is still left inside of the attic and he has just been droned. He's going to go for the swing, but Bullet shuts him down. Cons is now going to be playing close on the breach, and he is the last hope here for Santos in the round. Likely a player coming up yellow stairs, and also likely quite the push. Finds one, and instead draws for the pistol before being taken down by Bullet. Always ever only going to be a matter of time, and Bullet is probably feeling quite relieved he had the LMG there, because that was a bit of a hopeless spray.
God, just riddle him. About 3 full magazines dumped into his body. No chance for Cons instead of that round. So FaZe, they will respond. They squared up 1-1 as it stands. So overall, I mean, FaZe, the fact that they got that Armory kill with literally using nothing was great. Yeah, it was, I think, what, just twitched, walk up the Armory stairs and killed him. That was it. No utility, no drones being wasted, nobody died. Just all around pretty good. I mean, there was some freebies kind of being handed out, I would say, by Santos. They're getting a little bit carried away. I think you especially look at the kill that happened. It was the man on Armory window, and then somebody peeked in towards Big Tower. You know, moments like that was... In a 4v5, do you need to then try and push for kills like that?
Yeah, I agree. Santos have certainly been taken out of that top floor pretty easily by FaZe.
Yep.
It's not a big problem. Not yet. But they've got to be successful elsewhere. They need to try and find some success here downstairs in meeting if they are going to come away with a fair and reasonable split here. FaZe really weren't looking to make any of the mistakes that they made inside of the earlier part of this game, inside of round one. Like, man oh man, they were not taking those 1 versus 1s.
Yeah, moving to meeting as the third bomb site choice. This has been a lot more favored as of late in the current meta compared to usually dining. A lot of people probably think, oh, if you play Oregon, the third bomb site's going to be dining and kitchen. The only thing about dining is small tower is very easy to take control of, and that gives a lot of access to the attackers, whereas meeting, there's a couple more steps they have to do. Take control of big tower, breach open a couple more walls. Trying to plant is also pretty tricky to do inside of meeting. Whenever you have a massive room with a hatch above it, you also have, you know, the connector and kitchen you can get killed from. You have the split area, which is very difficult to deal with. So there's a lot more kind of check boxes that I feel you have to tick before you can really go for a successful plant on meeting. That's why Defender's favorite just a little bit more, and also gives you access to, I think, a lot more freedom above.
That extension above is often pretty crucial as well, as it just gives you those alternate positions to sit in. Regularly, you can be found short of space inside a meeting. It can get a little bit cramped up in there, especially once that wall starts to get opened. That hasn't happened just yet, although it is well on its way, as Souls is now deploying the X-Kairos pellets to look to open up that wall. Bullet aggressively pushing down. Is he going to be able to find the frag? Comms looked tempted for a peek, but a brief pre-fire from Bullet was all that was required for him to back right on off.
Flashes go in, and oh no, Souls loses his life. It's the diffuser carrier eliminated, but there's Cameraman with a double kill, an 8 from below, and also wins the engagement against Hunter. A massive play from Cameraman. Is that enough to ignite FaZe? And in terms of what they can do, Cameraman now picks up the diffuser. He's doing everything, it seems to be, Ollie. Getting the kills, picking up the diffuser, going for the plant. Santos now in a 2 versus 4. RH said his deployable shield will be eliminated. That is the power that Flores brings. Diffuser will be stuck and will be successfully planted, and that's going to have to be a retake, and this is a tricky one at that. Astro swings in, eliminates MGN, and RHZ, what can he do? Absolutely nothing. He's caught in a bad place, and he just gets slaughtered once again. FaZe, very dominant. Cameraman, what a stellar round from him.
Cameraman was just doing everything there, wasn't he?
Yep.
I wouldn't have been surprised if you'd have told me he was observing as well, as his name may suggest. Poor old Rise, you feel sorry for him in the dying few stages there. Just nothing that he can really do. But the damage was done to Santos a lot earlier on than that. A quick opening of the wall is always going to lead good results when attacking that site. You need to be able to cut through and remove those lines of sight. And again, I just don't feel like there was enough utility used on the side of Santos. I think they brought enough. I'm just not sure that they used enough. You'd really like the players downstairs to be successful throwing the C4s through the hatch. You'd like somebody upstairs in attic. There's just a couple of things that are really big like-to-haves when you're defending into that meeting. But Santos, they're not going to worry about it for this round. They're going to be moving in onto the basement, as this is where they have seen a little bit of success. And I mean, by a little bit of a success, it was a brilliant 2 versus 5.
So FaZe Clan, bit of momentum behind them. And I would say playing fairly structured for what we're kind of used to seeing. Definitely, that's one thing I'm going to take away. It hasn't been too crazy. I think they played very well into the bans that have occurred. You can see, you know, plenty of nades being utilized. Obviously, the Flores drones are doing great work. I definitely think that the Flores drones have been a big highlight. And yeah, just FaZe Clan just playing very, very well right now. Impressed to see, or intrigued to see how they're going to do now on the bomb site that they previously lost.
I think round 1 was not a wake-up call necessarily, but a bit of a, all right, yeah, we can't be doing that from the side of FaZe. You know, we can't be giving away these 1 versus 1s, because since then, they've been very good, and they've been quite disciplined in the challenges. We haven't seen them take in too many 1 versus 1s repeatedly. They've just been playing gunfights that are unavoidable, and there's potential for a trade. Ooh, where's the drone? Excuse me? Rise? Hello? How has he got away with that?
I don't know.
I'm here talking about discipline. I'm here talking about how good FaZe are doing.
Here we are.
There's somebody crouched in meet him.
Don't question it. Let's just keep seeing what happens next, because you never know. I mean, right now Santos are in a very scary position. And oh dear, it's happened again. It's happened again with another Mistron.
Oh.
All right, 3v5, FaZe Clan, bottled it.
It's certainly one way of putting it.
I don't know, Santos have just played meeting very, very well. I mean, Hunter, did he need to go for that swing? Probably not, but still, man advantage is very firmly in favor. FaZe Clan just looking to hit the bomb site. Maybe the fact that there is quite a heavy roamer presence are going to try and win their ones in sight, but Cons puts all of that to bed, and Souls has to pull off a very difficult 1v4. Gives himself up now. They know exactly where he is. He's going to try his best, but realistically, he's not going to get much from it. No, he won't. Can't even kill the Jaeger. MGN gets the better of him. Weird round.
A really weird round. And a shame, because we were talking about discipline. We were talking about how after the first round, FaZe had really booked their ideas up. And there we just see them fall into... I mean, it's the same level of mistake, isn't it? You know, taking repeated 1v1 engagements when you have a significant advantage versus such a drastic catalogue of misdroning. You know, it wasn't just the Flores that misdroned. It was whoever droned Bullet in, it might have even been himself, into meeting initially. You know, you've just got somebody crouched looking directly at meeting door. Like, come on, you've got to be able to do a bit better than that. It's like the oldest trick in the book from Santos, and it's worked for them. They've managed to come away with another round.
2-2. Very surprising from FaZe, where they look really good at times and not so great at times. I know it's something that you kind of highlighted, saying that what we've seen from them last split was moments where they just looked superb, and then moments where they were kind of getting both of that in this map.
FaZe are like the crazy genius team sometimes.
Well, the odd experiment's going to go wrong eventually.
Yeah, where like some stuff they do is just like, you're just looking at it like, wow, this is so on another level of Siege. And then some of the other stuff you're just like, what? Like, come on. You can't be misdroning. You can't be like taking those engagements. And it really just depends on the phase that you see on the day. And I don't know, for me, Oregon, it's too structured for them. It's one of the maps that they do tend to struggle on.
So, last time we seen a bit of an armory hold coming out from Santos, and it looks as if they're going to try and do a similar thing again inside of Trophy, but not as committed. We're not seeing the same shield placements, and Cons takes full advantage of Astro. You can see FaZe, they're trying to play that fast playstyle. They're trying to get in, find that opening kill, set themselves up great. But Santos are hitting their shots right now. And they are punishing FaZe for moments like this. FaZe are relying very heavily on 1v1 engagements and not so much in refrags. That's where I think Santos have an opening.
Santos are really playing quite well together as a team right now. You know, they're giving themselves those opportunities. Astro falling early is a big loss for FaZe. He's a heavy hitter. He was very quickly one of the higher rated players inside of stage 2. He just seemed to come out of the gate really swinging. Really was enabled. And since as well, I mean, inside of this game as a sample, we've only seen 5 rounds, so it's unfair to call, but it hasn't popped off just yet. The attic will now be opened. Souls is looking to push in from the other side. The best thing about this FaZe attack so far is that they are willing to push from either side. Often in LATAM you do get a reluctance to push from both attic and inside of the games room wall, so it's nice to see both of those being ticked off, but there's still a lot of work to do here.
Force drones used quite well. Mitchell nade coming out from cameraman. Will not catch anyone. No, it will not. Bullets inside of attic. Gonna try and push out Cons the best that he can. Has plenty of Maverick holes to try and peek from. But they need some information on Cons. Do they know where he is? That bullet in his crosshair placement, I'm not too sure. MGN finds a C4 kill. And once again, FaZe not in a great position. Cameraman a little bit desperate there with the window repel. Souls will find one, and Bullet with another. Cameraman almost catches out the smoke. The smoke gets the better of him in that engagement. Souls is pushed deep into sight. Two of them are stacked up on white. One has went below. One guy inside of Kids. The information is there for FaZe, but they need to capitalize and find these kills the best that they can. Souls hold on to white. Has to be a big engagement one. Bullet trying his best to fight back against the pack of Kids. Souls gets hit from white. They push up, and this is where Rise will collapse. No chance for Souls. Santos, hold on. That was very, very close. Could have swung either way, but in the end, it is all for Santos. They lead 3 rounds to 2.
Another great round there from Santos. Patience being rewarded. They weren't taking the same challenges that we saw them previously take when defending that site. They were much more tempered, playing inside of those power positions and really just relying on that utility. Also saw the Thunderbird brought for the first time tonight demo.
Yeah, Thunderbird.
We did get a little bit of healing action as players were running past. I'm not sure. I was trying to keep track of if there was like a very crucial moment that anybody was healed, but I think it just was a general help as opposed to anything too specific inside of a gunfight. But certainly assisted Santos there in holding on somewhat, and FaZe again struggling for that execute. It's just costing them too much time and too many bodies to get themselves into a reasonable enough position.
Thunderbird's an interesting one. Not the greatest of operators in competitive play. I think there's definitely other operators that you would like to have over her. I mean, I think her kit's nice. I think she brings plenty of utility. You can kind of run the shotgun and bearing 9 combinations, so it gives you kind of utility if you need it to set up any rotate holes. You have a C4, or I think she gets impacts as well. So there's definitely options, but in terms of the gadget, it's not the... I don't think it's like the biggest impact that you can have. Like 40 HP, what? You survive an extra 2 bullets. Usually with the assault rifle RPMs, that won't make a difference. It's tricky to use, and I think if you want a player, you kind of have to force her, and I think if you're forcing operators, it's never really the most 100% guaranteed thing you're going to do all day.
Slight change of site here as well. We opted for
the kitchen dining.
The old kitchen dining as opposed to the meeting dining.
Fair enough, you want to switch it up by all means. It is a kind of bomb site where you do see some flip and flop between that and the other bomb site. I think both of them are kind of defended the same way, where it's all about the top floor holes. It's all about holding in towards Kids. Look at this from Cons, though. This is some serious aggression. Nobody's with you. I'm really confused right now what Cons is trying to pull off here.
And Cons is going for it.
How's he alive?
Distracting. He's saving time. Kills
he gets to kill him out.
I mean,
he gets to kill him out.
Elsewhere. It doesn't really matter what Cons is doing at the moment. He is just a noob.
I'm done. Nope. Get me out. Get me out of here.
He grabbed the second. Draws back for the shield. Continues to harass and waste the time. Astro, he's been dancing this dance for a while, and it isn't one that he is going to win. Bullet, he has been recovered. He's been picked up, but of course will be sat low on 20 health. Santos don't really need to move here. Effectively, it's a 3 versus 3 if you take into account the guns that are on the board, but Cons doesn't need the gun if he has a big shield, and he is going to be able to cause a lot of problems. What is going on? STK! He's going to shut Astro down. The Aruna Gate will be burned, but honestly, it matters not. Hunter, the second time he's going to get caught on some aggression. This time he's going to pay for it.
I'm still in complete shock with what's happened in Small Tower. I have no idea what's happened to FaZe. I think we've missed, a lot of the picture. I'm not entirely sure how other members of FaZe were getting picked off. I think that's definitely going to have to be a bit of a replay around that we're going to have to dive into. But from what I saw, the Clash has done monstrous work, where in reality should never have done an inch of what has happened. And now FaZe are in a very difficult predicament. Both of them have split up. One in towards Small Tower, one in towards Meeting, and I think the refrag potential just ain't gonna be there. Bullet actually gonna get tased out, it seems to be. Souls has found 2! All of a sudden, FaZe are in the lead! It's down to STK against Souls. He will now stick to Diffuser. STK has it all to play for. Comes off the diffuser at the perfect moment. STK has fully baited in Souls. Oh my word. I cannot do this. I can't. I'm done. I can't do this.
That should not have been as close as it was. FaZe just getting caught out at the last second, and you know, you see rounds that come down to that level of time. When there's a clash on the board, you know that the clash is responsible for a lot of that time waste. Very well played there by STK, as he was able to not only find a great flick, but he was also able to shotgun out and just be enough of a presence to say, you know, Souls, you can't get the diffuser down today. You really just can't. You've just got to give this one up, I'm afraid, because you're going to plant and I'm going to be there to take you on out. We get to see that beautiful flick there from STK, and of course the rest is history. Santos, a good defensive split. Now things switch up. They're going to be on the attack. They lead by 4 rounds to 2, and well, FaZe have got a bit of soul searching to do here, I think.
They need to dig deep, and they need to do something big. I mean, they've already got the Titan Killer with the Ela, so it's going to be a great pickup. Ela Shotgun on this map, Ollie, is terrifying. Some may say you could warrant a ban with this operator because they can do massive chunks of damage. Playing inside of Elbow, nobody's pushing that. Inside of Kids, swinging on the trophy. A lot of different options that you can have with this operator if you know how to play it right, and FaZe are certainly an operator who will not shy away from playing that playstyle. They're not afraid to get into your face, and if they do that against Santos, Santos could be in for a very rude awakening.
This is typical FaZe. This is exactly how they like to play. Cyber, he always plays the Ela Shotgun. So it's not going to be too much of a surprise here for Santos. I would imagine they've got at least a plan or an idea as to how they want to try and deal with that. STK is going for a very direct approach. Excuse me, Bullet, you have been sat down in the dust for the second time today that we've seen. A very early kill sent on toward the cameras. The opening engagement is going to go to Santos.
Big pick. That's already FaZe on the back foot. I think FaZe, for the most part, have been on the back foot. Apart from the 2 rounds that they've won, for the most part, I think it's been pretty dominant for Santos whenever they find that opening pick. So already, that's going to spell wonders for them. And another one. This time, it's a nade kill for STK. He's having a great game so far.
It's a good way to start your attacking phase as well. I was a little bit anxious that Santos maybe slow down a little bit when they get themselves onto the attack, but they've certainly kept that pace and that speed up. It's whether they can maintain that throughout the course of the round. We've seen half of it so far, and there's still a little bit of stuff to wade on through. There's Aruni Gates, global shields, barbed wire, you name it. FaZe have pretty much got it down there. All protected by the Titan Killer of Ela. That FO12 Scorpion is a nightmare. STK prepping the nade, looking to push on through. Could be for utility, could be to push somebody out. I think likely for a deployable. Going to be getting himself and activating that knock ability. This is the kind of position that you want to be scared of. This is where Cyber could be deadly, Demo.
Yeah, certainly in this kind of scenario, that freezer, it's going to be a tight corridor that you need to try and push in towards. The stuns are going to have little effect onto an Ela, of course. She's going to be immune to those stuns. Able to resolve them a bit quicker. Souls with that long angle will find Rise, and there goes the shotgun. Oh, what a shot from Souls! And there's the shotgun, Souls, and Cyber clean up house. My oh my, a 3v5 into a 3v0.
There is the power of Ela and the shotgun and Cyber. It's a very deadly combination. Cyber is not afraid to play that shotgun at close range, and he is devastating with it. Santos, they had everything going for them inside of that round. They were just lacking a little bit more positional advantage, and they'd funneled themselves into one of only a couple of areas to really push on through, which is a bit of a shame, especially after the start to the round that they had. But that is to be expected. We are on defense here for FaZe on Oregon. We're expecting these guys to come away with a good amount of the rounds here. And, I mean, would it be played A1 without 3 of the 4 games going to OT demo?
Oh, I think it's going to go that way, isn't it? Unless FaZe can just rally just incredibly hard in the defense, which is, again, definitely possible. I hear another shotgun. No surprises here again. Like I mentioned, extremely strong. I think that was showcased extremely well. Souls has been hitting some nasty shots today.
Souls is a gunner. I've said this for a long while.
He needs the support.
It's kind of ironic because he is the support, but he's top fragging currently. Now, the game's not over, you know, it's by no means said and done, but it still just shows you how scary he can be. Now, you couple that with when players like Cyber and Astro start to pick up, it can get very dangerous indeed. Oh, Astro, count your lucky stars. That nade there just going to get swallowed up. SDK eventually finishes the job. That's the second time he's found an aggressive opening pick. This Nook, it is designed for this exact purpose.
Yep.
And it is working beautifully.
Crouch walking just as it goes. They've actually left the entire left side of that generator wall open for themselves. And I think this is where Cyber again can play terrifying siege. Hunter on the Zero. Going to be used that as a bit of flank deterrent in place of a Nomad, which we're not going to bring. You can easily set up the Zero cams, and Zero can happy enough to sit and watch for anyone who may want to rotate below in towards Classroom. That is a kind of common area that we see a lot of defenders kind of hang out below. If you have a C4, you can try and maybe find a kill onto anyone inside a bedroom. But at the moment, Santos are a bit of a standstill, knowing that they're up against that shotgun is going to be a scary thing to go against. Looking at the Echo also, has that long angle. The left side of Attic's going to be open. Santos are also looking to try and approach in towards Big Tower and in for Attic that way. So they're really trying to hit them on all fronts. This is a great swing from Cameraman, but no, SDK is quick on the trigger. Souls just trying to find that kill, but can SDK is able to fall back. See a stun, hit the Echo, bullet will be spotted out by the Zero cams. That's a great use and showcases the utility of kind of bringing a Nomad without bringing a Nomad in a way.
How everybody from the side of Santos is alive after that flurry of exchanges, I will never know.
Only one person damaged as well.
It's just wild. It's looking like it could still be a flawless. If SDK continues here, wow. This guy is taking full advantage. Bullet in position to do something. Rise. All you gotta do is pull the trigger and you'll find one. Souls is gonna be upstairs. Oh, what a shot! Souls! He's gonna put out 3. What is he doing? Eventually shut down Bullet. He is the last remaining hope. And what a shame it'll be for FaZe to lose this round. Santos, they lock it up. Rise is going to be the player to finally pick him off. Souls, that needs clipping. That needs putting in the highlight reel. That's what FaZe is all about.
I don't want to do this anymore. This is... It's a shame. It's a shame, isn't it?
You feel bad for him.
He's doing this, and it's just nothing's coming off it.
You got to feel bad for him. Souls is putting the shift in.
I'm gonna give him a hug.
I've been told by producer Simon that we have got a great replay of this. We got one tap. Bang hits the second. Confirms. Questionable, but still he does it. Hits the one onto the window. That first one. Oh. It's just beautiful stuff.
And that's not a good gun. MP5 SD has one of the lowest DPSs in the game. And he's still winning the engagement.
Terrible weapon. Well, Santos, 5 rounds to 3. They're looking pretty dangerous to take this whole thing. 1 round away from match point, 2 rounds away from tying it up. It's got to do something to the mental as well. Like, you've got to feel a little bit disheartened when things are seemingly going your way at some point in the round, but just another element of the round is where you're really lacking as a team, and that's really where FaZe are finding themselves at the moment.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Next defense. We'll be in towards meeting. Bringing out the Mira for this one. an okay bomb site for Mira. The only issue is if you do go above, the Mira windows kind of become null and void. So if Santos want to try and take in towards kids, they have the buck for that very reason, I'm sure. So it's the only thing I'd worry about if you are FaZe. Have reinforced ASICs, that's pretty run-of-the-mill. It's nothing really out of the ordinary, I would say. Just depends on how the utility wants to be used. I'm seeing an Amaru, which I am terrified for. Don't know if they were expecting this bomb site for that operator. And I am very curious to see what they have in store. A couple of things come to mind. It would be going up the meeting hatch. But then again, that's like right in the open. There's no way that's going to happen. I really have no idea what they're going to do with the Amaru.
Half of Attic was left soft, half was reinforced. It seems like FaZe have slacked a little bit there. They've obviously got the ability to Maverick open the other half. Breaching charge for the other. FaZe in the site, recognizing just how important this round is. They do have a couple of mirror windows to be playing off, and it's going to give them a bit of information. This round did come down to a 1 versus 1, and time running pretty short previously. The wall now being opened. It's going to allow a line of sight. They're not taking any chances here. They've got themselves dug in, and they're not really being given much of a reason to move at the moment.
Santos taking it as slow as they can. Looking to hit them from all angles. I like the fact that they're trying to hit split. That's a great position to kind of play into. It kind of eliminates Cyber being able to hold that long angle onto the breach. So definitely hitting them from all angles is going to be a great thing. Bullet, though, finds 2 kills onto MGN and Cons, and that entire side that I was just mentioning is going to be eliminated. Nice. Out of nowhere, just deep into sight. Cameraman, though, finds a C4 kill. Hunter has the shotgun in hand. Will eliminate one, but isn't quick enough to find Astro and STK all by himself. He's got no chance against that MP7. And FaZe will win around. Bullet, massive double kill to really keep his team in that.
It really is a round that FaZe needed. Couldn't have come a moment too soon. It again keeps Santos off that magical 6 rounds. It keeps them off guaranteeing a point. We build this one as a bit of an unexpected one. Been a long time since we've seen either of these two teams play. We really needed to get to the bottom of what they'd been doing in that off-season and where they've been putting in that rich time. So far, Santos, they're standing toe-to-toe. Still all the chance for them to be able to take this game, but what is going to stand between them? Previously, when we saw Santos attack this, it attacked very well. STK really is a nightmare on that Nook. And he's getting himself so well. He's getting himself and his team so many opening kills. There's got to be a point where FaZe are really cottoning onto that and saying, you know what, we cannot be giving that up time again.
The last time we seen this top floor, Souls went absolutely nuclear. This time, though, we're seeing a bit of a change-up in terms of the operator chosen for FaZe. We're seeing the Echo be moved away. We're also seeing that Ela be moved away. So, a couple of changes here or there. Might try and make an impact. We're seeing Goyo be picked up also. Strong operator for this top floor as well. I always think this top floor, Ollie, it's very small. Like, it is a generically small bomb site. So you're going to need every little bit of cover you can get. And those shields do come in pretty handy.
There aren't that many places to hide, are there? That's one of the biggest problems. And especially with the way that FaZe are playing right now, they're really looking to try and play for these trades. They're not giving anything up to chance. And, I mean, even with them trying to play for these trades, Souls is still being left in a situation where he's got multiple enemies approaching him and he's flicking through like he's playing aim labs. But you do get the impression with the way that FaZe are playing that they don't want to give away that opening pick. They don't want to get caught out, because that's just been the story of this game so far. And if there's one thing that they can look to try and change, it is going to be just that. Sure, we do have Cyber all the way downstairs, but he should be playing for a really long work game. He really oughtn't be getting himself out there too early. Astro, you can see by the player count, pretty fuming at that grenade. STK, what is this guy on? Second nade used to burn the Banshee. He's going to go for the challenge here. Is he ready for Souls?
Don't think anyone's ready for Souls right now with how he's playing. Ready with Dan Aldous. Smoke grenade will trying to tear anyone who wants to try and push up. And does STK know just how close he is to Souls? And does Souls know just how close he is to STK? Will be the nuke though to dive out of the window. Will give control back over to that Maestro. Bit surprised that Santos have gave up control of top white now, because that will deny MGN trying to push in, but maybe nades is what's going to be the option. Hunter has been killed from a run out from Bullet out front door. What a crazy play from Bullet, but it's worked out for them. And now Maestro, look at the rotation. He's in a great spot. He's now towards double window, and I don't think they know he's there.
STK has won a very important engagement as Cyber was looking to make that rotation back upstairs after his little bit of a lurk and has since been cut off. The window is still being held. MGN has to try and hit his shots here, but he's got a lot of targets to be going for. Bullet getting himself back inside. Could be taken out as he runs on through. Cons is waiting to jump on into pit. Cameraman is going to finally do something to shut down STK. Souls and the Alder once again, racking him up. And yeah, he's going to hit the deck as well. Rise. Let's push on through with Cons now. 2 versus 2. A round that was very advantageous for Santos for a long time. Could still go their way. Cameraman locks it in with the shotgun. Split second stuff. One tap, one little pre-fire. Who knows how that one would have ended. FaZe, they level things up here. 5 rounds apiece.
5-5. What a game we are having at the moment. Just teetering on the edge. Again, I think Souls, you have to highlight him in that round, Ollie. STK giving up control of White. Very surprising, because as soon as White control was down, Souls knew, okay, that means I can go double window right off the rip. And he went there. And the positioning that he was in was just excellent. The utility was wasted up already from Santos. He couldn't eliminate him. And the damage that Alba has in that position where he can hold down double window, he can swing onto White, he can hold down trophy door. He has everything going for him.
Is that the momentum that FaZe needed to take the whole thing?
Yes.
Well, there it is. Question answered. Now let's see if they can do it. The big advantage they've got is that they're going to be going in downstairs to the laundry site. It's somewhere that they were very powerful previously. We saw Santos, they got a bit of an advantage, but they still funneled themselves into that freezer push and funneled themselves into Cyber and that FO12. Never a fun time. Cyber's looking to make some friends with that gun again inside of this round, and really everything about this FaZe defense is just about funneling. You're going to want to take advantage of those shotguns, and you need to make sure that the attackers are given very little option and a lot of resistance elsewhere to, you know, the line of least resistance is the line often trodden, and that's really where FaZe are trying to set that trap for Santos.
So, last time Santos attacked, it was a freezer laundry take. Went well for them, found 2 opening picks. That man, STK, on that nuke is putting in quite a shift today, Ollie. But, all of a sudden, shotgun out of nowhere, Souls MP5 SD out of nowhere, and it was the end of Santos. I'm curious to see if they're going to go for laundry freezer again. It looks as if that, you know, FaZe are ready for that. We're seeing echo drones be placed, one towards laundry, one towards freezer for that very reason. Even if Santos don't opt for laundry freezer, if they want to go blue, Ella Shotgun's waiting for them. I mean, FaZe have kind of ticked every little detail, and they're ready almost for any side that Santos want to go for.
Cyber's almost just waiting to see where he's required as he waits out inside of blue. From there, he can very quickly get to anywhere that he needs to be. Cameraman going to be playing close on the freezer stairs for the time being. Back to back with Bullet. Souls on the drones as well, as the Yokais are going to provide a lot of information. It's nice to see FaZe really taking a back seat here and just letting Santos scramble and letting them figure out how they want to try and approach this. Toxic Babe canister there. I believe that was a pre-placed from earlier on. So Hunter will get himself through with the Twitch drone and going to be able to take out a little bit of utility. Grismot Mines are going to be high on that agenda, as going to want to try and get through as many of those stuns as possible. Give yourself the best chance when the gunfights do initially start to fly. A lot of drone work being covered here, Demo, and a lot of players alive for 30 seconds left.
Or indeed, this is going to be a thick and fast round indeed. A lot of kills are going to rain in. Hopefully, we want to see the action. We want to see what Brazil can offer, because this is going to get hairy. Hunter inside a freezer, looking to aggress on Bullet. Has that shield still up to try and assist. Cameraman, a drop right into the sightlines of FaZe, but a double nade comes out from Santos, and they have collapsed onto Laundry. 2 players have been downed in the process. STK has to try and cover Rise. Cyber with that shotgun is looming, pulls out the pistol. Diffuser's got to go down, and this is going to be a tough one to pick up. Will come in. Hunter is going to be up to 20 HP. See the back away from Rise. He knows what he needs to do. He knows how to play this one, and that'll be an easy secure for Hunter. Santos, the execute, the nades, the utility all comes together. And that ends up with FaZe lying dead on the floor, and match point goes to Santos.
What a great execute from Santos there. It seemed as though FaZe were the ones that were controlling that pace and controlling that pressure, but Santos come out of nowhere. They had gotten all of their ducks in a row, and credit to them. There was a lot of things that needed to go right and a lot of things that needed to happen for them to be able to pull that off. They caught FaZe slacking a little bit there in the dying few seconds. Some great nade use as well. As soon as I saw the kill come on to MGN, I thought that was it, game over. But 2 nade kills. STK and Rise both making the nades count. And then STK moving on through and doing what he's done fantastically all night. And that is get kills. Currently sitting 15 and 8 here inside of this game. Santos, they have 1 chance and 1 chance only to come away with a full 3 points tonight and to start off their stage 3 on the best foot possible and to go 2-1 up over FaZe in total. So everything to play for here. FaZe on the other hand, they've got defense, but interestingly, they're not going downstairs. They're going to be going upstairs to meet him.
Yeah, they did win this last time. I think Bullet had a great double kill in towards Split. Santos were very slow. I think Santos kind of stalled themselves out of this round, and FaZe just cleaned up and capitalized on that mistake. I am curious to see if Santos are going to commit just to one side, because they were kind of, I would say, kind of sidestepping around the fact of committing full-time to Tower. Then they were looking to try and push in towards the other side of Meeting. I don't know. It was strange. I think that mirror windows can definitely be an issue, but then I look at them bringing Twitch a lot. You know, Hunter is religiously playing that operator. Surely you would expect to see a Twitch have an impact, especially with the changes being made to under drones, because you can really maneuver those drones a lot easier now.
Yeah, I think Hunter and MGN have certainly been the quieter of the two tonight. Hunter, a player that we know can frag out with the best of them, and MGN, someone that we're looking to, again, prove themselves. As, you know, this stage 3 is really all about players proving themselves. Oh, what a swing from Cyber. STK, it's a big loss there coming into this match point round for Santos. You have lost your big performer there.
Lost nades. Which I think is going to be pretty important for clearing out the back of kitchen. They have opened up the mirror window, so they have a breach in towards that kitchen single wall, but if they don't have upstairs control, if they don't have controls of that kid's hatch, it's not going to work for them. There is only 1 player, keep in mind, towards that top floor, so they have a little one-on-2 push coming in from Santos. They could make quick work of that, and also, if they have that hatch control, it kind of eliminates anyone playing deep inside a kitchen, so you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, I believe. So, yeah, I definitely think that Santos, you take above, you're in a great standing to win this round and, of course, win the match.
Well, the upstairs control is coming slowly but surely. I believe that FaZe have largely dropped off that now and are instead going to try and hold reverse. Astro's got a horrible angle there. Cameraman is lying in wait. He's got his C4 prepped on Attic. And he is looking to get himself on through. He's got his black eye cameras over inside of dorms, and he's going to be able to use that information. Maybe just waiting for a sound cue, maybe waiting for the right time to strike, and that time appears is going to be now. Put the smile on his face as he does so. He's moving on through, but he might not even need to, as the kills all come on in, and they all come up FaZe. Cons last alive, 18 seconds, 1 versus 4. Soul sits him down, and we once again tonight are going to go to an overtime.
Another overtime. What a retake. A top floor retake. It's not as if, like, Diffuser was planted and he had to retake an area. They still had site control, but they retake upstairs. Cameraman, C4 and in through Attic. They left one wall soft, probably for that very reason. And look what it's gave them. Yeah, just excellent work from FaZe. 6-6 is where we stand. This is too close to call. There is no way you can call how this one's going to go.
I don't even know who to give the advantage to here. Do you give it to FaZe, given that they're going on the defense? Do you give it to Santos, given the last time we saw this site, they were successful here? It's a very tough one to call. At least some of the other matches that we've seen that have gone to an overtime, it's been a little bit clearer cut as to where it is going to eventually land, but with the way that both of these are played, I really can't call it at this point. You know, my heart says I'm always an underdog. I always love an underdog story. My heart says Santos, you know, their execute was second to none previously. You look at the side of FaZe, they've made some changes. They aren't going to fall foul of that same sort of hatch drop and pressure. Now they're bringing Cameraman on the Clash, but to do so, they've had to give up the smoke, and they've had to give up the mute and the SAS shotgun. That is the role that Cameraman typically plays. So they've lost a lot there for the panic pick that is the Clash.
Okay, let's see now. How we're going to see FaZe kind of switch up. We're seeing a Clash be brought in from Cameraman. Good pickup. Good pickup. I think whenever FaZe have struggled down here before, it has been down to, I think, a lack of information. Yeah? 9 times out of 10, Santos went very heavy in towards that laundry freezer. And they've always kind of been, I think, maybe double guessing FaZe and thinking that they might be going for a blue. You know, we kind of see somebody going towards Big Tower nearly every round at the start for Santos. And then it kind of makes FaZe have to sit and still try and hold blue, even though, realistically, nobody's pushing that. So with the Clash, gives you a little bit more information. You can rotate somebody around. Gives you protection, I think, as well from the nades. How many nades hit FaZe the last time? I think it was a double nade kill. You have the Clash. Yeah. You can maybe get somebody in behind the shield, give them a little bit of protection, maybe go on tank a nade. Who knows? It just gives them, I think, more options, and it lets them, I think, burst through the kind of stalemate that can happen on the basement.
I think Santos are going to struggle to leave it as late as they did previously, with the Clash being a thing this time as well, which, again, adds into that pressure. It gives a little bit more time over back toward the defenders, which, you know, sounds like a little bit of a foreign concept, given that they're the ones that want it to run down, but you really don't want to be left with too much to try and work with. Santos are being forced to move fairly quickly here. Bullet just getting himself into an elevated position in Freezer. Con's thinking about a bit of a blue push, but it's a very unsure ball at the moment, as it isn't clear where Santos are going to try and make this approach.
Just opening up the hatches, trying to get stuff breached. Once again, Santos, I mean, I'm just looking at the laundry freezer all day long for them. They're opening up the same sort of angles. They're throwing in the same utility. See a nade being tossed in. There's no damage to anyone. A Twitch turn also. Try to eliminate perhaps an ADS or two, and anything that Twitch can get the hands on. Right now for FaZe, I mean, they should just be worried about laundry freezer. However, there is one guy outside of blue. That's a little bit different, I feel, for what Santos have done in the past. Hunter straight in, but he's going to be shut down. Souls with the long angle. There's kills going everywhere. Cons has hit them out of nowhere. STK finds Cyberman. Or Cyberman? Cyber! And then Cameraman also goes down. A little mismatch of both of them. And Souls, no chance. Santos just clean things up. Ollie, you blink and you miss it.
You really do, and Santos needs to be commended there for their execute. They've been faced with an entirely different puzzle to solve, and they've still solved it in a very short amount of time, and it's cost them very little. There was a lot of them alive at the end there. I think there was 4 of them that remained standing. We went into the last sort of 20, 30 seconds, 5 versus 5, and you think, oh, with a clash, with the FO12, the tie and kill, you think this has got defenders written all over it. But no, Santos, they've gathered their information. FaZe Clan haven't been given the room to move. STK has hit his shots. You know, they've really relied quite heavily on him today, and I think if he'd have had half the day he's had, we wouldn't see Santos anywhere near, because he's got the team firmly on his back, in the backpack. Cons as well. They've got a ruck of kills between them. 28 kills for the both of them. They're really putting in a big shift. Now they get the benefit of the defense. Now they are on the overtime match point. Once again, it's going to be a second opportunity here for Santos to close this game out. Saves us going to all available rounds. And we're seeing a little bit of a change. This is a very FaZe-esque lineup. It's almost like Santos have said, anything you can do, we can do better. We're going to play, you know, the Ellis shotgun and stuff, and we're going to show you how to do it.
Santos. Can they pull off a win? Big win. 2 points secured. Can they do it? Or will FaZe battle back and almost kind of do what I think we've seen Team 1 do earlier? Ollie is, whenever they've been up against it, they still pulled it back and take a win for themselves. 2 rounds they need to win. 2 perfect rounds they need to win. 1 slip up, and from what we've seen, Santos, they will punish you for mistakes.
Santos have been a very punishing team tonight, and this feels like a much clearer cut ordeal. I think that FaZe are the ones that are lucky to be here, to be honest. Santos have played Great Siege all throughout the night, and I mean, we've relied on clutches from both sides, but I feel as though there's been more clutches, certainly in the later part of the round, on the side of FaZe, and a lot of the big impacts that Santos have seen have been in the really early part of the round, where STK is getting himself out there and guaranteeing a nice early kill.
See now how I'll try and eye up this attack. They have the Monty, have a bit of information they can play off, but that is still one player who can't really give you any impact in terms of the fragging department. All they can do is give out that information. Flores once again being prevalent in what FaZe have tried to attempt throughout the courses of their attack. They will this time be up against an Ellis shotgun, that Titan Killer ready to rock and roll. Warden also supporting, almost as if he's trying to feed the information over to STK to try and swing on in. Right now it's going to be a tough one for FaZe to try and battle back against. Unless Santos slip up, this is looking good for them.
It really is. Santos have got a great idea of how they want to try and hold this. Astro's going to be first on through. But honestly, it's still going to be a little bit of a problem. That Rotero drone is going to deal a little bit of damage. I think that STK gets out of dodge before it is too much of an issue. He's now conscious of the hatch drop as well. Cons is going to continue to hold on as Toxic Babe canisters, they deny a little bit of the access. Cyber, he's being chunked down heavily, and he isn't going to be able to afford to push through anything. That is the time to strike, but STK, he gets sat down, not before he takes down Cyber, though. Bullet lets the LMG fly, picks up a couple of big kills. Cons knows he needs to go through. No, he's been reinforced out. Oh, wait, he hasn't. One side is open. That's the wrong side. And the muscle memory there wasn't doing him any favors. There's 30 seconds left, and I still can't call which way this is going to go, Demo.
Oh, Souls. Oh, no. Goes to the full sprint and Rise with a double kill. The shield is gone. Cameraman drops in the E-box. MGN should be there to shut him down, but 2 of them line up for a bullet. A 4K. A triple kill now, it seems to be. Cons. Oh, 1 versus 1 now. Cons has to win it. In comes Bullet with the LMG. Pre-fires, runs right past him. What's happening? Cons wins it out. And Santos will take the map My, oh my, what a pavlova! Ollie, what on earth have we just witnessed?
I think that the final kill cam of that game sums it up beautifully. There's just Bullet just running, full sprint through the rotate, just to
missed the man.
Narnia. Like, it doesn't matter where he's going. The round is said and done. What a